Hello, my name is Pam Sherritt and I'm the Turfgrass Specialist at Ohio State. This presentation will talk about baseball field pitcher's mounds. From the high school level to the major leagues, the regulation size of the pitcher's mound is 18 feet in diameter. The front edge of the pitching rubber is 60 feet and 6 inches to the rear point of home plate. The top of the rubber is 10 inches above home plate. 6 inches in front of the pitcher's rubber, the mound begins to slope downwards. The slope falls 1 inch for every foot of run. The pitcher's mound receives a lot of wear and tear and therefore requires a lot of maintenance. They need to be prepared for each game and repaired after each game, or they start to develop holes and depressions in front of the rubber and the landing area. Portable mounds are becoming popular at the school and park and rec level, as they require less maintenance and they can be placed at various locations on the infield to accommodate different leagues. Renovation of the pitcher's mound starts with home plate, since the position of home plate dictates all other points of reference on the field. A string line from the back apex of home plate to second base should pass directly through the middle of the pitching rubber. A transit can also be used to determine that the pitcher's mound is 10 inches higher than home plate. As mentioned previously, the pitcher's mound has an 18-foot diameter. The center of the mound is 18 inches in front of the front center of the pitching rubber. Running a string line from the center of the mound to a 9-foot radius is a useful way to center the mound and create a perfect circle. Areas outside of the 18-foot diameter mound can then be seeded or sodded. Once the mound has been centered and checked for distance and height, any differences can then be fixed. If the mound is very low and needs rebuilding, clay bricks are typically used. The bricks are 2.5 inches thick, so it's an efficient and time-saving way to get packed clay built up quickly. This next set of slides will follow the steps involved in mound renovation. In this particular instance, the rubber needed to be raised 3 inches, so the first task was to dig it out. The transit and tape measures were used to accurately position the rubber. The area around the rubber, called the table, was also dug out. This area is 5 foot by 3 foot, with the rubber placed 6 inches from the front of the table. The rubber was set at its final height and the table was marked out. The table and landing areas are constructed with mound clay or packing clay. Mound clay usually has a higher percentage of clay than the infield mix, so that it creates a firm playing surface. There are numerous types of mound clay, each with their own textural consistency, moisture content and colour. Clays are generally a grey or red colour. Mound clay provides a consistent, firm surface that keeps its shape and does not get displaced quickly. Like the infield mix, moisture management of the clay is important. Once the table and rubber were set, the slope in front of the rubber was created. The first 6 inches in front of the rubber is flat, and then the slope falls 1 inch for every foot of run. While the mound was being built, the infield mix on the mound was also tamped to create a firm surface. A mixture of hand tamping and checking levels followed until the mound was built and ready for the next step. The final operation was to lightly dress the mound with a soil conditioner. Soil conditioners are usually calcined clay materials that hold moisture and can help control dust levels if the infield gets too dry. They also add to the aesthetics. One final wet down and rake and the pitcher's mound was finished. Here are a couple of shots showing fields before and after renovation. Pitcher's mound renovation takes only a short time, but can make a huge difference to the playability and appearance of the field. This concludes the presentation on pitcher's mounds.